Have you ever felt betrayed, forgotten, or stuck in a place you didn't deserve to be? Today we'll reflect on the story of Joseph, found in the book of Genesis, whose life mirrored these experiences. His journey shows us how God can turn betrayal into blessing and trials into triumph. Visuals: gentle background music, desert landscape, a young man in a colorful robe. The story begins with Joseph, a young man favored by his father Jacob. Joseph had two unique qualities. First, his colorful robe, a symbol of his father's love. And secondly, his dreams, which God gave him, showing him that someday he would rule over his family and they would bow down to him. Imagine the envy that stirred within Joseph's brothers at these dreams. They hated him and his special status, so they concocted a wicked plan. They threw him into a pit and sold him for only 20 pieces of silver. To cover their guilt, they told their father Jacob that Joseph had died. Can you picture the despair of Jacob when he learned of his son's supposed death? How would he ever move past such a loss? Or Joseph, for that matter? Imagine the pain of being rejected by your own family, the trauma of abandonment, the confusion of a young mind trying to understand such evil. Yet even here, in this dark pit, God's plan was still unfolding. Soon Joseph was bought by an official in Egypt named Potiphar. There he worked faithfully until one day his master's wife falsely accused him of wrongdoing and he was thrown into prison. From the heights of favor to the depths of despair, Joseph's life seemed like a cruel joke. But even in this dungeon, the Lord was with Joseph, giving him the strength and wisdom to endure. One night, two fellow prisoners approached Joseph, each with their own dream. They asked him to interpret their visions, and Joseph, guided by the Holy Spirit, explained what each dream meant. Imagine how these prisoners felt when Joseph accurately interpreted their dreams, giving them hope in the midst of hopelessness. Yet Joseph, too, had his own dreams and a longing for freedom. Now, several years pass and Pharaoh has his own troubling dreams, ones that even the wise men of Egypt cannot explain. In a desperate search for answers, he heard about Joseph, now renowned for his ability to interpret dreams, and summoned him to explain his visions. Joseph, now older and wiser, understood the weight of this moment. With reverence and humility, he asked God for wisdom to interpret Pharaoh's dreams correctly. God granted Joseph's request, and he revealed to Pharaoh that 7 years of plenty would be followed by 7 years of famine so severe that they would wipe out everything good that the land had produced. This warning gave Pharaoh the chance to prepare. He appointed Joseph as the second in command over all of Egypt, placing him in charge of saving the nation from the coming famine. This same Joseph, once betrayed, enslaved, and imprisoned, now stood second only to Pharaoh. How ironic, and yet how glorious. As the appointed time drew near, Joseph's brothers, unaware of his position in Egypt, traveled there in search of food. When they saw Joseph across from them, they were shocked and afraid. After all, they had sold him into slavery years before. But Joseph, recognizing them, controlled his emotions and tested them to see if their hearts had changed. When they finally admitted their guilt, Joseph, moved with compassion, forgave them. He said, "You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to save many lives." At that moment, years of hurt and anger vanished, replaced by the powerful realization that God was in control. Joseph's life reminds us that even when we are betrayed, God is still working. Even when we are in a pit, He has not abandoned us. And when His timing is right, He will raise us up for His purpose. Trust Him, for He can turn your darkest trials into your greatest testimony. Today, as you face your own challenges and uncertainties, remember Joseph's story. Let it be a beacon of hope, a testament to the power of forgiveness, and a reminder that God is in control. He can turn your tears into triumph if you trust in Him. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed this story and would like to hear more, please hit the like button to stay updated on our latest videos. May God bless you, and until next time, may you walk in the joy of the Lord.